Carolyn, I really liked what you had to say in your post. I thought the quote that you had from Hyde about seeking the Spirit of God in the mission that you have is, I mean, that's basically my motivation for being here and doing these classes. Um, that well, I mean, I know that not everybody's going to be a believer in this field, and um, that's just going to be what it is, and we're not always going to be in faith environments. But having somebody who's strongly motivated and relies on that in their work is going to produce the results, right? And I think that that is probably one of the most important things, even when dealing with ethical dilemmas, because it can be very easy to become disheartened. So, something else that you mentioned in your post is that you have a very strong desire to see people provided their basic needs. Um, and when the law isn't doing what it needs to do to protect the people that need that, it can be extremely disheartening and it can be, even heartbreaking, right? I have experience with that. I worked, or I guess I interned. I worked at a district attorney's office for about 3 months before I was like, okay, I cannot do this. I was just surrounded by people who had been lost due to the ethical dilemmas and feeling confined under the restrictions of the law. And then to people's behavior, right? So the ethical dilemmas that don't only arise from management, but from just, being in a field that you have to deal with tons of different personalities and tons of different circumstances, right? So I think that those two things are hugely important to what we do, especially depending on the field that you go into in human services. Um, Seeing it firsthand is very difficult, and it. I have seen people play out their entire careers with just a lack of motivation because of the feeling like they're stuck, especially if they're bound by the law. Um, but that spirit that you talked about, that mission, that goal with a guidance, it is incredibly important. And when we face those things, it's that we have to rely on to guide us into that, and that realizing that if we're in the environment that is not particularly suited to what we want to do, um, that we have the ability to weigh the pros and cons, and we have the ability to make a positive change, right? But understanding that there is a sovereign Lord over where we're at and how we're operating, and coming at it from that kind of motivation, it makes a whole world of difference, right? Um, and then so, like, me personally, I always ask the Lord, I'm like, how can I get through this? How can I work through this? What is the best solution for where I'm at, right? Um, and I think that that is the only way that I'll ever be able to really survive in this job, which is good that I'm going into Christian counseling, right? But yeah, no, I really enjoyed your post, so thank you.